It's Thursday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Morayo Afolabi Brown. As always, I have the ladies with me. Hello, Tope Makodige. How are you?
I'm very, very good. So today is day one of Excellence in Leadership Conference by the Star Christian Center, and I'm going to be working. So it's a whole lot has been done to, like yesterday I was at church till like 8 p.m. The theme for the year is Authentic Leadership, and it's a free conference, though organized by a religious backed platform. It is not meant strictly for the church members. It's meant for everyone to learn, because every time our leadership quotient increases, our capacity to do more increases. So I'm inviting everybody.
Is it that one they do yearly?
Yes. But this time it's virtual. Please allow me.
Oh, it's virtual.
No.
We all need it.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
We do.
It's virtual, yeah.
I'll tell you what's on my mind after doing it.
What time?
2 p.m. today.
Okay.
You could join online. Yes.
Yeah. How are you doing, BC?
I'm doing well.
You people like knowledge, so...
Me.
So anything like
This
that.
is hosting my children.
This weekend.
No, since yesterday.
And the rest of the weekend?
No. I think she'll pick them up tomorrow. When I got home, the sitting room was upside down. Oh, Lord.
Oh, man.
Everybody.
So you've been at home alone?
Just yesterday.
Nice.
They're having fun.
They're enjoying it.
So my little daughter had developed sore all over her mouth. They took her to the hospital. They've run tests. They didn't see anything. So they said, just give her vitamin C and all that. And this morning I woke up, I'm noticing I think I'm having sore too in my mouth.
Increase your vitamin C.
I take fruits like every morning. I've been on fruits for months now, so I don't know what's happening. But I think I need rest. I need to sleep. My rest is just sleep and wake up late. That's the rest.
How are you, Mariam? I love your dress.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I love the color.
Yeah.
It's sort of similar to yours, right?
Maxi. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing great and amazing. Yesterday I spent most of my day at the hospital just doing like my regular checkup.
Are you pregnant? Did you find out if you're pregnant?
I'm not pregnant.
No, but we all need that checkup. Even I need to go check.
Like my eye test, dental, everything, blood work, and everything.
Same that lady's place?
No.
I can't remember her name. I'm trying to for her name.
Yes. But with her, there are some other things so I'm going to, I even thought, I said, when I come, I'm going to ask you for her name so I can.
I saved her name. I can't find her name, so I don't even know how to find her.
You'll just go back on YouTube and watch out for it.
Yeah.
It's affordable because some people should do more often.
It might not be. Because she mentioned that it's not in the very affordable range, but it's something that
I need to
has covered a whole lot more.
Yes. Yeah, I definitely need to go.
Our own is next year.
I need to go too.
Yeah, I'm having power issues since last weekend. No power at all, like zero. We had.
You know that
no, that was the 8 to 6. But when I don't have at all. Morning, night, I don't know. I have to call Fulwe.
And that's not like your area.
I called Fulwe yesterday. He said he would look into it because since weekend till today, I no water.
Oh.
It's been a long time I've gone to that situation whereby I couldn't find water. This morning there was absolutely zilch. No water to have my bath. But guess who came to the rescue?
Who?
Grandma. She kept one keg. So
God bless our grandmas.
Okay, I want me, there's no water. Hey, let's go, give me water. Hey, how am I going to bath this morning? She had to go and bring out this yellow keg.
Wow.
This 50 I said, wow, she kept it. For times like this, Nigerian grandma.
Yes, the Nigerian grandma. I'm sure many people watching the diaspora cannot relate. They don't understand.
All right, let's go to a quick break. When we return, we go through the front pages of the papers. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Right. We're going to start with The Nation. Collapsed Lagos building, government to punish offenders. Picture here of NURTW. Lord Oyetola's performance, governor gets endorsement. Government abduct minors in Kwara. Not elders on 2023. Vote competent and honest leaders, they said. Sugar processing attracts 250 billion naira in investments. World Bank asks governments to curb inflation. Gas leakage scare in Lagos. JAM remits 3.51 billion naira as operating surplus and 162 back from Libya. Okay, which story we take a look?
We could do Libya.
Yes, please.
So 162 Nigerians comprising 98 women, 28 men, 24 children, and 12 infants were stranded, who have been stranded in Libya, have been repatriated back home. according to the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA. The returnees landed at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport and Ikeja, and they were brought back from Tripoli, Libya, by the International Organization for Migration, IOM, through a voluntary repatriation program. So this institution has been involved in repatriating Nigerians who are stranded in other countries, and they have so far since 2017 repatriated 21,000 Nigerians stranded abroad. And so some of them had been taken for testing. They found out that most of them had some health issues already, and I hope that the government will do something about it. Also, 600 Nigerians residing in Kuwait may be stranded soon because most of them have failed to get renew their international passport as a result of COVID-19. Right. Okay. And they are appealing for help.
Yeah.
Let's take another story.
About JAM. So JAM has remitted to the coffers of the federal government 3.51 billion naira. And in July, they had also sent back 2 billion naira. This JAM has been doing this for nearly 6 years now, under the administration of Professor Ishaq Oloyede. And, he says that this JAM administration says they're doing this really, because of their commitment to probity coupled with the adoption of international best practices. And because of this consistent returning of the surpluses, from the operations, it brought the cost of JAM forms from 5,000 to 3,500. And saying that's about 3 billion naira that we have saved parents and guardians
really
that are used to pay for, that pay for these JAM forms. And so we just need to commend him constantly for that. And I guess when you have monies like that you return to government, wherever any upgrade needs to be made, it will be easy to do it, and fund it with JAM. So
I'll take the sugar processing story. So the Executive Secretary of the National Sugar Development Council, Zak Adedeji, made a statement represented by Mal Hamed Waziri that about 250 billion naira investment has been done into the sugar industry. So there's a framework that has been developed to help Nigeria become self-sustaining and even exporting the sugar as a commodity. It's a 10-year ambitious policy program. 7 years into the program, they've gotten 250 billion naira. And there's even a new injection of cash. There's a new player, Kia Group Africa has acquired a defunct Nigerian sugar company in Kwara State, joining Dangote, BUA, and flour mills and they've generated lots of jobs. There's even a new policy signed by flour mills with Nasarawa State, which is going to generate about, according to them, it's about 20,000 would be engaged to drive the company, which will bring employment to people within Nasarawa State. So this is a successful policy that has been running for 7 years now, and is one that should be applauded. And we need to replicate this in many other industries within Nigeria.
So the Honorable Minister of Works and Housing, Babatunde Raji Fashola, was defending his 2022 budget yesterday at the National Assembly to the House Committee on Works in Abuja, and he said quite a lot of things, but I think I just picked out about 2 things that stuck out for me, which was the fact that the Lagos-Ibadan Express Road is scheduled for completion in 2022, and at the moment they have actually done about 90 kilometers of the section, and the second Niger Bridge is completed also in 2022, and it's also on schedule, and the contractors tell them that the bridges will be fully connected by the end of 2022. So he's saying eventually that by the end of the first quarter of next year, you can work on it from the beginning to the end. I'd like to hold him on that. Let's go and move on to the next paper, which is The Punch. Ikoyi building, death toll rises as Lagos probes collapse, owner pastor missing. Abiodun gives OAU record-setting medical students house and 5 billion naira scholarship. Ekiti woman jailed for 10 years for assaulting pregnant neighbor and forcing labor. Uni Abuja invaders demand 300 million naira for abducted professors and family members. Robbers fail to find money in Kwara community machete residents and rape minors. Army roadblocks return. Terrorist kidnappers lay siege to FCT. An NBA petitions commission panel over Malami magistrates' rules in Odili's home raid. Okay, which story, major headline?
Major headline, yes. So the death toll in the 21-story building that collapsed on Monday on Gerard Road in Ikoyi area of Lagos State has risen to 21. We already know the story. Now, some family members are searching for their loved ones. They said they had gone to the mortuaries, but they were not allowed access to their loved ones. Some people, there's a man who was looking for his 18-year-old son. He said he had to come all the way from Abuja, and yet nobody has attended to him. Another man said 10 of his workers, they've been looking for them. So far, all the people they brought out, they've only seen 2 bodies. They are still awaiting about 8. Somebody else said that he had, brought in more workers, about 21 of them, into that building, and so far he has not seen any of them. And he has gone to the hospitals, he has gone to the mortuaries. They are not letting them, check to be sure, if it's their people that are in there.
We didn't discuss if there was insurance on this place, because usually any construction work, there is a construction insurance for those that are working there.
In addition to the report, I was going to take what the governor, because the governor was there again yesterday. I think it was the second time or third time going there. And he was saying that in addition to the fact that he set up a high-powered committee and it's given him 30 days to come up with a report, he's also going to sign an executive order to give them a legal backing, all right, so to investigate and provide what exactly happened. And I think there was a few things he wanted them to determine. In terms of reference, according to him, says that whether there was full compliance with the physical planning and building material laws of the state, to determine whether there was any supervisory or oversight lapse on the part of the regulatory authorities, and the panel is to determine the number of casualties and fatalities, to examine other matter incidental to the situation. So they have 30 days, and we just hope that indeed they are independent, no external influences, and indeed will get some kind of report.
He also said he was going to request for the list of all buildings that are above 5 floors, so that they can carry out integrity testing in those buildings.
So let me quickly take the army story. So the Nigerian army is back on the road, mounting roadblocks in conjunction with police officers around Abuja, entering Abuja and exiting the Abuja boundaries. This is following up on the attack. 300 million has been demanded for ransom from the University of Abuja, that were the people that were kidnapped at the University of Abuja on Tuesday. Also, 3 days before then, there was another kidnapping that took place in Kwali area local council, a junior secondary school, where the vice principal of the junior secondary school was kidnapped. And consequence to that is that we now have more roadblocks on the roads to sort of prevent, and there are several attacks around Abuja Kefi roads, all those roadblocks. Yes, so the roadblocks now should prevent it, but there's a lot of traffic congestion. People are complaining about the difficulty of traffic congestion, but I hope they understand the reason for this.
There's also congestion in Iron Island with this
Gerard yesterday.
I don't understand. They said they're just cordoning off every corner. I don't
know about every corner, but you just know that when you're going through that Park View area, of course it will cause traffic, and then the other side will cause traffic.
But it then spilled over to everywhere else within the island.
It's Lagos.
It's
Lagos now.
It trickles down.
Let's take them with the human interest story.
Yes, I've got that. I have 2. So I will take the Ekiti woman. So an Ekiti woman has been sentenced to 10 years imprisonment for assaulting a pregnant neighbor. The story is that this neighbor noticed this woman and her son beating her child, and she tried to intervene, and then this Ekiti woman pushes her and she falls, and led to her immediate delivery via surgery in the hospital. And so this happened in 2019. They went to court, and then she's been sent to 10 years imprisonment or 70, and been given a 70,000 naira option of fine. And the judge is saying that she did this particularly to send a message to other people. So we need to be careful, how we
70,000 naira fine.
How we solve issues. We don't always go with anger. And imagine an 8-month pregnant woman just pushed like that.
70,000.
There's one more story. So robbers went into a community in Nuku village. This is in Kwara State. And they said that when they got in there and they did not find any money, they were further incensed and angry. So they took machetes at these people. 2 of the community members, the head of the community, Hassan Waro, and his brother were macheted. And then they said 2 little girls were raped by these people. Well, thankfully, the girls have been released back into the community, and these 2 are in hospital. And of course, the security operatives said they're investigating and following up to find this.
All right, let's go on a quick break. When we come back, continue with the review. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be...
Thanks for staying with us. We're moving on now to the Nigerian Tribune. Let's find buildings above 5 floors under construction for integrity test, says governor. Picture of the young doctor flanked by her parents. You see, this is a moment every parent wants, you know? So on the left, the father of the best graduating medical student of Obafemi Awolowo University, Venerable Olukayode Adesina. The laureate herself, Dr. Joy Oyinlola Adesina. The governor, and then Mrs. Kikelomo Adesina doing the presentation of the house. So every parent wants an opportunity to be flanked by the governor, you know, present something to your daughter, your child, your son.
This is beautiful. Okay,
Anambra poll, INEC abolishes incident form to use biometric voter accreditation system. Oyo APC crisis, Buni meets stakeholders today. Invasion of Odili's home, Nigeria under siege, says Afenifere. Ranching, 328 billion naira return on livestock should entice northern governors, says Tambuwa. And there's a special report how post-harvest losses, bad roads, others engender food insecurity in Nigeria. Okay.
So food insecurity.
Okay, in the north. Okay.
We're facing major challenges with food insecurity, despite the fact that we've had federal. So this is actually a special report, and it highlights the challenges that is causing and will increase food insecurity in Nigeria. One key one is insecurity. So there are many states, Oyo, Akwa Ido local government. The Tribune has been able to confirm that these areas haven't been able to farm because of insecurity. They said there's the challenges with Boko Haram and insurgency and kidnapping. Current data shows that current data does not show the exact number of people affected, but a lot of farmlands have been destroyed and a lot of people have been unable to farm their land, and this insecurity is part of what is adding to our lack of food. There's climate change. Many of our farmers rely on rain-fed agriculture, which isn't, it is not sustainable, but it's now worse because we don't even have like the standard seasons that we should have, where you know when to plant because there's rain. It's no longer, we can't follow it because of climate change. Then the federal government has put in the Anchor Borrower program, which seems to be successful, but many of them are not able to pay back because a lot of challenges are affecting them too. I'm praying that when we have these reports, the government actually looks at these reports and not see it as an attack on their policy, but think of more creative ways to solve our problem because we can't afford to import food.
Yes, so the governor of Sokoto State recently at an event on Monday has said that just from this cattle trade and just from Lagos State alone, the North earns about 328 billion naira just from Lagos State. And so he's saying that this should show, you know, northern governors and leaders that this is something that can, ranching is something that can be adopted and a lot of money can be made from it. And he says this is also in move with the realization of one of their founding fathers of Sokoto Caliphate, Sultan Bello. He had, you know, long advocated for the fact that nomads don't need to constantly keep wandering, you know, all the time to sell their cattle, but that they should tend to but settle in urban areas where they can still rear their livestock and live in a congregation that allows them to pursue other things. So this is not only something that has been pushed from a long time ago, and this is something that will benefit them, you know, monetarily, and also help in the fight against this banditry and criminality that is widespread in the North.
I'm excited about the Anambra poll because, I mean, the INEC has said they've abolished the incident form and they'll be using the biometric voter accreditation system. Now, that sounds, according to them, it was piloted first, I think, as a by-elections in Delta State back in September 11, 2021. And this weekend it's going to be used again. So according to them, no voter without a genuine PVC will vote. No voter who has not been successfully accredited by the BVAS, they call it biometric voter accreditation system, will vote. At the same time, the BVAS is also equipped with the capacity to snap polling unit level results and upload same to the INEC results portal. I mean, so, and
we're looking forward to it.
We'll see how that works because Nigerians always know how to ways to go around it. But I'm really, really excited about this development where we hope that indeed that Nigerians will see that we'll have a free and fair election, so that once they trust in the electoral process,
a lot of
more will participate in future.
I want to take one more story.
Oh, sure.
The young lady, Jo Oyinlola.
I thought you took that story already.
No, I haven't taken the story. Wow. Yeah, so the governor of Ogun State is giving her 5 million naira.
Amazing.
For also giving her a house. So she was the best graduating student of medical sciences from OAU.
I wanted you to
they applaud this for the two of them.
They said she has... She got 10 distinction, and then she got almost all the awards that you can get from that faculty.
Every possible.
So they're so proud of her. And I'm happy that the Ogun State governor is doing this. So, you know, we need to put attention to where we want our young people to focus on. So well done, Ogun State, and well done to Miss Joy.
Miss Joy and the governor were clapping for both of you.
Something came to my mind, but let me not say it on TV.
Why?
The governor was respecting himself. You know how you just, because mommy and daddy are there, you respect yourself holding with, you know. Okay, Daily Sun. Red alert in Abuja. Lagos building collapse, we talked about that earlier. Northern elders reject special trial for Nnamdi Kanu. Government killed 2 policemen in Rivers. Anambra, U.S. threatens visa ban on election violence sponsors. Okay?
Yeah, so as the governorship election will be holding on Saturday in Anambra State, the United States are saying that they will not hesitate to consider consequences, including visa restrictions to those found to be responsible for election-related violence or undermining the democratic process of the state. They also said that they are going to be observing this election from start to finish, and if anyone is found culpable in not allowing them to have a free and fair election in Anambra State, they would even extend the visa restrictions to their family members as well. So they are hoping that electoral officials, party members, security force personnel will do their best in ensuring a credible and secure electoral process in Anambra State.
Okay, moving on.
So the EFCC, absence of an EFCC council has prevented the continuous trial of Daisani. So they're trying her for the money laundering. We found a lot of things that just seems absurd, but the Sun is carrying it that the report from the news agency of Nigeria that the court case was supposed to be yesterday. It was supposed to show up, but there was no counsel from the EFCC side. And I was trying to read, okay, did the EFCC any reason for this? That the matter was adjourned simply because there was no counsel. And I feel that this case has dragged for so long, and we really need to have proper conviction. There's also the case of extraditing her back to Nigeria, and that one is a different case being handled by another court in Calabar that they should probably resolve. But even the one based on what we have, we can get a conviction without her being here. You know, maybe when we get a conviction, we can now use the conviction to bring her back, that she should have this court case. And we tend to get justice faster when they are being tried in other countries than when most of these people with allegations of corruption are being tried here.
Okay, The Guardian. There's this major headline I wanted you to take. I'm not sure if you have that story.
I'm not sure.
Government to blame for outrageous freight charges by foreign firms. UPU to prune Guba aspirants in Delta and Central to... Africa loses 8.8 trillion naira yearly to 94% importation of pharmaceutical medicinal needs. And ICPC DSS arrests 48 lecturers, security officers, others over exam leakage. Okay, so final paper is this day. INEC will ensure only eligible voters determine next Anambra governor. And Insecurity Nigeria has never had it this bad, says Afeni Ferry. Arise Fashion Week heads to Dubai World Expo. Okay, I think that's all we can take on Front Page Review. When we return, we look into the top stories of the day. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. Before we move on, we heard some sad news about one of our audience members who passed on recently, Her name is Billy Regina Eke, our hearts go out to her family. We know her very well. She used to be somebody that comes here. When we used to have the audience, she passed on not too long ago. May her soul rest in peace. Okay, so before we go to our Thursday topic, we'd like to speak to Sarah Ayeko, who is at the site in Ikoyi, just to give us an update on what we're looking at right now, because I'm told that the death toll has hit 36 as of this morning. Wow. We still have just 9 survivors, but I'd like to hear from Sarah to give us an update on what's going on. Hello, Sarah, are you there?
Hello.
Hi, thanks for joining us, Sarah. Sarah, are you there?
Yes, I can hear you, Mariah.
Yes. Please, could you give us an update at the site right now?
So now we've gotten some official figures from the National Emergency Management Agency stationed here at the site of the collapsed building. This building collapsed on Monday, 1st of November, and so far we've heard that about 36 bodies have been recovered from the site. 33 males, 3 females. That's the figure of 36 persons, 36 bodies have been recovered from the site. And we understand that we have 9 survivors. The number from yesterday still stands till today, 9 survivors. And these 9 survivors, 3 of them were given first aid treatment. That's on the first day, and then the second day they were given first aid treatment. And they've been...
While 6 of them still remain in the hospital. So for now, search is still on for more persons, since we're still unclear how many persons were actually trapped when the building collapsed on Monday at about 2:45 p.m. From some eyewitnesses. So for now, we've not gotten any official yet to address us and give us some number or give the families around some details about what's going on today. But we know that search started at about some minutes past 8 this morning. It was suspended at about 2 a.m. from what we gathered from eyewitnesses and from families that have been here overnight. So search continued this morning at about some minutes past 8 a.m. And we still see that...
if you look closely, you see that the excavator is still working. It's still working at about past 8. And so in there, I counted about 4 excavators working, trying to clear the rubble and see if they can still save anyone that is under the rubble. So that's the situation right now. The help desk has been set up already. That's what we see over there. We've not seen a lot of families approach the desk. Probably they approached the desk yesterday when the governor set up that desk to address family, friends, colleagues, or persons suspected to still be trapped under the rubble. So for now, that's the situation right here at the site of the 21-story collapse.
Right. Sir, I asked this question to Bimbo yesterday, but she couldn't give me an answer. The name Femi Oshibona has been all over social media. We all have an idea that he's the builder. Can you confirm if he's amongst those that survived, or he might be under the rubble, or if he's been found in any way?
So, since journalists are not allowed, this is the point. This is our point here. This is our stop. We cannot go further into the site of
the site of the incident. So, while I went there on foot to see if I could get some kind of information, we didn't, of course, hear any kind of voice because the excavator was working at the time I went in there. So, we still don't know yet how many persons are trapped under the rubble. We're waiting to get some kind of information. We understand that it's only the governor that can give us that information. Hopefully, the governor will be addressing us pretty soon and be giving us that information and addressing family and friends who are, most of them have been here overnight and they've been devastated, frustrated. You could see the anguish on their faces, the emotions that are written on their faces. You can see it. It's clear that they are traumatized already. They are hoping to get some kind of good news. But of course, we can only wait. They can only wait since they're not getting any information from any official yet. So you have some family members they allowed some family members into close to the site of the incident, but some others are seated around here. And you have, of course, onlookers, bystanders, just observing the situation. And that there has been questions about was the response time good? Was it good enough for the family members. But family members are not, the emergency responders are saying they responded on time. They're trying to do all they can to ensure they save as many people as possible. But of course, the family members do not agree with that side of the story. They're saying that the response has been slow compared, because of course you can understand where they're coming from. It's the trauma, the pain. Some persons say the persons that are trapped or have been confirmed dead are breadwinners to their families. And so that's why you see that they don't want to speak with us on camera, because they are scared that if one family member at home sees them speaking on camera or confirming that their family member is under the rubble, it could cause some kind of a traumatic experience for those at home and for them here. So it's mixed reactions. People are just angry, complaining about the response time of emergency responders, and hoping that they will get some kind of good news as soon as possible.
Really sad. So, Sarah, I don't know, of the 36 bodies that were recovered, do you know if there are names that are attached to them right now, or how long would it take NEMA to give us names of the 36 bodies that have been recovered?
Can you speak a bit louder?
I said the 36 bodies that have been recovered, do we have names for them, or how long does it take for NEMA to give us names?
For the 36 bodies, if I understand what you just said, the 36 bodies, some have been taken to the morgue. We still don't know if the bodies are part of the 36. Some bodies are still here. We still don't know yet. Since the search is still ongoing. But a couple of minutes back when we spoke with an official of NEMA, it gave us that number. So it's official. It's 36 dead, 33 males, 3 females. So it's still, we still don't know. We've not seen any official take out anybody this morning. We don't know yet. They don't want us to gain access into the site of the incident, and so we're still expecting that they'll give us some kind of information.
Sarah, we're told that some of these bodies are taken to General Hospital. Is there any reason why? I mean, why are they taken so far away to General Hospital? Aren't they anywhere on the island to keep the bodies? You know?
Could you take that again?
Sarah, did you get that? Hello, Sarah?
No, I didn't get that.
So I was saying that we heard that many of these bodies were taken to the Bagada General Hospital. And we're wondering why. Do you have an idea why it's been taken all the way to Bagada? Aren't there anywhere within Ikoyi that the bodies could have been taken to?
We don't know why they were taken to Bagada General Hospital, which was the information we got on Tuesday. Some information is that the bodies have been taken to the morgue. And so the governor had specifically said that if anybody is looking for if you're looking for anybody and you're suspecting that the person could have been in this building at the time of the collapse, you could just walk up to the help desk. They will help you there. They will be able, you would give them the name of the person, the picture, if you can get a picture, and then they'll be able to identify. They will take you to the morgue or the hospital to identify the bodies. And so that's why the help desk is there, to help family, friends, colleagues identify the bodies that they've gotten so far. We do not know why the bodies were taken to Bagada General Hospital. We just know that they've been taken to Bagada General Hospital, to the morgue. Yesterday, we saw a mortuary van coming yesterday to take some bodies yesterday. So we just know that if you're looking for anyone, the governor has said it, that if you're looking for anyone, just have to approach the desk, and then you get all the information, give all the information that you have. They'll be able to help you, get give an identity of the persons that have been confirmed dead. So for now, we just have to wait to see if emergency responders can recover or rescue anybody from the rubble.
Thank you very much, Sarah. I think I'll let you go at this time. Thank you very much for giving us an update from the site. There are lots of questions Nigerians are asking. So we'll have to wait 30 days from the independent committee. But people are still saying...
my question is, if we cannot confirm how many people were in there as of till today, how will we be sure that everyone is evacuated?
So that was what the governor was saying also, that there's supposed to be a manifesto. So before you come into the site, usually that list. But that already contravenes the law.
But usually sign. You're supposed to sign when you come to site. So my thought would be that maybe that ledger that's supposed to carry was also destroyed as part of the rubble. Chief Dele Momodu put it on his social media page that he's sad to announce the passing of Femi Oshibono.
So can they
yes,
could he confirm?
Yes, he sort of like, because he was the first person saying the passing, that verifying that himself and his friend, that he calls his aburos, were both in that building when it collapsed because they were doing inspection. It's a really sad thing. What I want to find out though, because I know that many of this, we have policies, several, and part of the policies includes having insurance for everyone that is working on site. They need to have that helmet on, the hard hat on, and those little things that we might not take serious but are very important. A few contractors are now saying we have this specific number that we brought to site, and it seemed like, you know, there's a bit of, it's a different thing if you're doing your small house, if you're building 2-story or you're building 1-story, but when you're building something this high, we should learn to follow the procedures. The safety procedures are there for a reason.
Right. The helmet will not have saved anything now.
No.
Yeah, I know.
Let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll have to move up on this, but let's go on a break. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. We'd just like to assure our viewers that we're going to continue to keep tabs with what's going on at Ikoyi. We'll probably bring in some more experts to explain to us the medical condition of people probably still under the rubble, what could have happened to them, and if there are any chances of survival at this time. So we'll be bringing in some professionals later on to give us some more information, maybe from next week or so. But we'll have to move on now to our topic, our Thursday topic of the day, which is about naming. So parents generally often agonize over what to call their children in some cultures like ours. Names can determine how successful you feel and how the child will be. So the question is, do our names say more about who we are? Does it matter what you name your child or thing? And I think this also concerns how you name your businesses. Someone say, God is good motors.
There's actually God is good motors.
Hallelujah towers.
Hallelujah ventures.
The Hallelujah ventures. Or he is coming, you know, those kind of things. So are these determinants to how successful our businesses are or how children are? Because they name a child, there's another one I got.
So you're about to say Kola Wale, like bring wealth home. Yeah. So you know, with the expectation that the child
how important are names? So that's really our focus today, because as we evolve and we grow and we think to ourselves, and there are other factors determining success, we're thinking, okay, these things called names, do they still stand? Do they still determine how far we go? Please call us. You can call us on 081-270-53687, 091-390-76948. You can also send us messages on YouTube and Facebook. We'll be happy to read your messages. So, what would I like to go first?
There are poor Kolawoles. You know, there are people that their name is meant to bring wealth, but they are actually poor. Everything derives meaning based on the meaning and the power you give it. So if you give, in actual fact, names are very, very important. As a Christian, you know that most of the Bible x-rays how people are named based on what they are going to achieve. You know, Emmanuel is like God is with us. You know, so you have that He's come to save us. You have names that carry your life agenda. So you are supposed to live out that name. Hence, it is important to have good names. But we've also realized that sometimes we attach too much importance to what isn't really important. It's the importance you attach to it that it carries. That's my own submission. So, but I feel for my children, I looked at characters in the Bible to name them, that I liked the way their story panned out. And I wanted them to have a sense of, oh, you should be braver than that. You're David. Do you know who David is in the Bible? You know, so like, and then I sort of like use that to make them feel they carry an aura, like you carry a name that you should live up to. You carry a name that should, and if you don't, even if you name somebody Kolawole, but you don't make the person feel like you are meant to bring wealth. So it is that meaning you reinforce with the name that I feel gives it life. So I've met someone, Grace, and her story was literally grass to grace, and she said all her life, if she experienced anything downtown, she would just say, but my name is Grace. This cannot be the end of my story. So she reinforces what she believes her name carries, and that gives it more life.
I've seen the people they call beauty. that are not beautiful. I've seen the people that they call blessing, that we don't see any blessing. For me, I think our parents most times named us based on their life's experiences. So back in the traditional days, any incident that surrounds your birth is what they will call you. So maybe the rain fell that day heavily, the mother was not able to go to the labor room, and they will now name you something that reminds them of what they went through for you. So that's on one point. I also know that there are people who, they've seen vision for them that this child you're carrying is great, and this name is from the divine. So they give you a name before that child comes. There are different aspects of this naming thing. But for me as a person, I've just realized that we are much more than our names. Because I've seen people who grew to a point and they realize this name is no longer serving me and I'm going to drop it. This is the new name I want to take on. Our identity is not really tied to our name. But like she said, the meaning you give to it. So my father, they gave me Obiajulu for a reason because my father is quite hot-headed. And they were expecting that he gave birth to a girl, he should calm down. He did not calm down. He has not calmed down. What does Obiajulu mean? Obiajulu is heart of peace. Oh. He still hasn't calmed down right now.
And you say if you don't...
But do you think that we may be interpreting it wrong? The peace that you may have brought in peace. The hot-headedness, maybe that's just his, but have you brought him peace? Have you brought him peace in his
home? I brought him joy, I know, but the reason for that name was they expected him to calm down.
As you don't born girl.
Let your heart calm down. Calm down in the things you do, how you handle issues and everything. They expected that, they didn't see that. We still haven't seen that. But of course, I'm a child of joy. I brought him peace. Yeah. So for me also, I got more attached to the Olabisi than the Obiajulu because I just felt there was something I just knew growing up that I'm made for wealth, really. So that name just saved. And that name has opened doors for me in a lot of places.
We see like money.
And all that. So, but I think we always label things based on our own understanding. So if you understand, if you think that there is power in a name, it's very important that you pay attention to the sort of name you give to your children. But for people who don't think it's important, it's also okay. It doesn't stop anything.
Heineken.
It doesn't, yeah, exactly. Mr. Oyibo people, Mr. Stone, Mr. White, Mr. This. And they go on and achieve great things. So it's the meaning you give to it that
nice.
Yeah.
Right. Is there anything else to add to this? Because they've already said it.
I just think that for Africans, we have a culture of naming our children, giving our children names that we believe would sort of shape their future and shape their destiny. And I think it's a good culture to have, When I was going to have my children, long before I had my children, I used to always say, I want my children to have traditional Nigerian or African names. I know I didn't want to have the Christian names, the Bible, the names from the Bible. I just wanted them to have that name. And when my son was about to be born, a lot of names were, thrown around. I remember there was this name, that would have been his name, Eragbai. I don't know what it means, but it sounded so very bye. I was like, I don't know what I don't want in school, like, bye, call him. So we call him Enaifoge. Enaifoge is what I say, but, his uncles and granduncles say it's not Enaifoge. The GH in Edo is Enaifoge. And it sounds so sweet to me. But then, he has cousins abroad, and they're like, Aunt Miriam, why did you name him Fogy? Everyone's going to be laughing at him, but for him, what I've done is I have told him the meaning of his name. The source of this blessing, as I was told, the source of this blessing shall never end. And he feels so proud of his name. And it's also his father's name. So he's okay, that means, it gives him a sense of importance. But I also understand that for all of us, we didn't give ourselves our names. Our parents gave us their names, and there were different levels in their lives when they did. And so I think it would be unfair that we would say that person's name will determine where you go, no matter your own personal growth and development, So it's important. Names, traditional names that that tell our stories is important. That's how I think Oyimbos, they have some names. There's this man I used to come to where I used to work. His name was Mr. Slap Bottom.
That's definitely.
They have horrible names.
I was like, okay.
This is not a good name.
I think he worked in one of these oil companies, and I'm like, he's doing very well. But every time he came, all of my other colleagues were like, how do you have that name?
Let's go to a quick break. When we come back, we'll get your thoughts on this. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. We're still talking about names, and I know BC earlier said that people would name their children based on their own experiences. And I mean, my mother gave birth to me 12 years after her first child. She had all boys, and I was born on her birthday. So I should actually be called Gift, but she gave me Muriah because she just, I mean, I guess it was for her, it was joy.
Yeah, the only girl.
I was the only girl, so it was joy. So, but you see, that was her experience. How does that affect me?
Yeah, but you're joy.
And so, so I guess I bring joy. But I think the real crux of our conversation is people who name businesses certain names because they feel that that's what's going to make the business successful. Or a father names a child Perpetual. I don't even know why. Or you name a child Government. I mean, these are names that we see.
The government of the people.
No.
By the people.
And you're trying to understand, okay,
what were you thinking? No, I know someone that named the child Stout.
So these are the things. So why do we give children these kinds of names? You know, or companies, this kind of. I mean, God is good. Is successful.
Yeah, it is.
Like I know that is a good company.
But I don't think it's because God is good that made it successful. They are doing what is needed to do. They are following. They have excellence. When you go there, you think you're like in an airport. No. I just use that example. Yeah. So you can have a very fantastic God-given name and you're not living up to expectations. You're not doing the right things you need to. You won't be successful. And you'll be complaining that I have this name and yet I've not seen this, result, So I had this sort of conversation with my daughter recently. I think that was the day before yesterday. She was asking me, Mommy, why didn't you give us English names? I was like, why do you need English? She said, I don't know. My friends are Mary. This one is Cynthia. This one is... And I don't have English. I just have Kosisochukuchukwoma, Boluwatife, Ugbo. I said, they are beautiful names. And moreover, you're not an English person. I don't have an English name. I am Obiajulu or Labisi Ugbo. And it's okay. They say, but people will now find it difficult to pronounce it. I said they should learn how to pronounce it. When we come here, we pronounce Schwarzenegger. We learn how to pronounce it.
Let me take this call. Good morning. Are you there? Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Okay, for me, I just wanted to share something, and it's from a point of revelation. Naming my children, I had to start learning how to ask God about the child while I was pregnant. If you even read in the Bible.
Mama, are you there? I really wanted to hear that.
Karen. So I realized that that's a good time to ask God because it's a spiritual process, experiencing creation and all of that. So I asked God, what's this child coming to do? What's the purpose of this child? So that's where I get my inspiration from. And over time, God begins to speak to me and tell me, oh, this child is this. This is what this child is about. And those are the things that inspire, my naming for my kids.
Fantastic.
So that's it. I don't just take names because it looks or sounds beautiful. I just want to know that my child is not going to come into the world now wanting to discover purpose. So as the child even begins to grow, I begin to let the child know that this is what God told me about you. Right. This is what God said you are in the world to do.
Thank you very much, Ulama. That's another good perspective. Yeah. So for me now, like I can't stand English names. Like, for me, I just feel like it's totally wrong. Left to me, if I had to choose my own children's name, I would never have given them English names. But my husband had a thing for Queen Elizabeth. Like Queen Elizabeth was like his star. He loves Queen Elizabeth. So when his first child came, it had to be Elizabeth, and he tells her, don't make it. You don't hear Queen Lizzie or Queen Liz. It's always Elizabeth. Tell everybody your name is Elizabeth. Don't shorten it, number one. Number two, when the twins now came, we're expecting 2 boys. His father's name is Michael. So he wanted to we had planned Michael and Gabriel because his best friend is Gabriel. So that was like Michael and Gabriel, just the twins. We just expected boys. When the one boy came, one girl came. Like, was that day? Was like, okay, so what are we going to name? He called his mom. I think Michelle Obama just gave a speech. Michelle, that just happened around the same time. So we kept Gabriel for this last one that came. So, I mean, I'm not a big English name person, but because I really like local cultural names. I think they have meanings. I like today's names. Jesus tofu me, it's like a full sentence.
Yeah.
I
like Auntie grandson's name, Temidire, Arire. It's just so nice.
It's just very, very long.
But those are like the Yoruba names
and
anyway.
it sounds so pretty in our local language. But if you were to say it in English, God is good, safe journey, you know, these are names that when you say them in our local language, they sound so beautiful.
But let's just say a few funny names that I saw. Like somebody's name is Opener. Like the person's name is Opener. In his birth certificate, Opener. Yes. Somebody's name is Coincidence.
You've not seen Jehovah.
There's somebody's name that is Road. Inside birth certificates, they named the person Road. Mr. Road.
Road what you mean? I have seen Jehovah.
Good morning, Yakub. Are you there? You're live. Go ahead, please.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, very clearly. Go ahead, Yakub.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think name is very, very important in our life. For example, somebody like me, I choose to call myself Ya Salam. Nobody really know my real name in our area here. They always call me Ya Salam. Ya Salam means that God, meaning that Ya Salam means that God that is, you can never fall sick. Do you get it? Ya Salam means peace. Do you get it? So, and then there's one name I admire so much in that studio, even though it's not this program. When I follow Journalist Hangout, you know, Babajide Otitoloju, that very particular name, I end up to name one of my child that very particular name, Otitoloju, because the reason being that I follow Babajide every time, and then I found out that he always says the truth, whether you like it or not. He always talks the truth. And then that is why I end up name one of my child, Otitoloju. And then I keep on telling him, this Otitoloju of a thing, you have to work for it. Good morning and God bless you.
You know what he said? Okay, go ahead. Okay, you know how they say something like, yeah, Joseph, and you're not behaving like a Joseph. I've seen people go, you're a David, and you're behaving like you're really a David. But you know, I think names are very important. Like in my book, I was very particular about using Middle Belter names. So many books that come out of Nigeria, you would see names like the regular Hausa name or the regular Igbo name or the Yoruba names, but you don't really hear a lot about the Middle Belter names. And I remember asking a friend of mine if I could use one of his daughter's name, and he was like, children, would they care? I said, they may not care if they don't see it, but they would feel, they would love it when they see names that they can relate to. There's names that they can relate to. And so things like that, I think that's where we can say name is important. And with the name, you can also tell a story. And people are asking, what name is this? Where is this name from? What does it mean? You know, and then you have a story and open up a whole new culture to people.
I think the name should point to where you're coming from. Points to your locality, your identity, your culture.
Start an international conversation.
Yeah, you should point to that. So I remember my first job as a classroom teacher, and then we had this international, the school was basically run by white people, and they all would call me Olabese. Did I get it right? Olabese. Oh, no, let's stick to Olabese. It was easier for them, you know. And me, personally, I didn't have to pray for names to come for my children. I had the names ready when I was doing NYSC. 4 names. Kosi. So, in fact, initially I wanted Kamsi, but then as a classroom teacher, the Kamsis I saw were not well behaved at all. So I changed it from Kamsi to Kosi. So I had Kosi, I had Kamdi, I had Kaima, and I had Kene. Kene hasn't come yet. So we're expecting Kene.
They were expecting Kene.
When we come back, we'll talk more about Kenneth. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. We're still talking about names today. And I mean, it's so interesting. I'd like to take some phone calls. Please call us on 08127053687 and 09139076948. We'd like to hear your thoughts on this. Yes, Topo, you're going to say something.
So, you know, so I'm one of those, before I got married, my parents, I think I'm an only child, my parents my parents had twins before me and they lost it. So I knew that I was supposed to have like twins, elder brothers, but never happened. So I'd always prayed that I wanted to have twin boys.
Wow.
And so the name I'd already had the name
before you got married.
Before I got married. So when I got pregnant, and my first pregnancy, I went to do test, and they were like, is one that is just one. I said, no, check very well, there should be two.
Really?
You know, and then they checked very well. They said, like, even there's no heartbeat. I say, it's not just one. There's even no heartbeat. No, this is not my own. So when I had to do evacuation because they said it was a missed abortion or something, then I got pregnant again, and they checked, and they're like, one or is it two? They say it's two. I say, hey, this is what we're waiting. This is what we're waiting for. So the name was already on ground. I prayed about it. My husband and I already agreed. And so immediately we had the children.
So
it was
your
just
children and your brother.
automatically, you know. So it was just really answered prayers. And for some people like that, when people are waiting on the Lord, I've heard them. Those that have been waiting like 10 years or waited 5 years, all through that period of waiting, they sort of like gotten to a place where there's a conviction of this. When my child is born, this is the name my child will be born, will be given. You know, so it sort of like happens like that.
Japheth, good morning, Japheth. Good morning, Japheth.
Yes, hello, good morning.
Good morning, you're live. Go ahead, please.
All right, we're talking about the significance of names, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the naming. It depends. Yes, can you hear me?
Very clearly. We can hear you on the phone, not the TV.
Yeah. When you talk about naming, the wrong thing we have been doing here as Africans is that we tend to copy so much of the European names. People don't know that you can actually return African names to serve as baptism names. Like Afolabi, Morayo can be a baptism name. Now, when you bring in Brown, you know, it gives that English taste of it all, but it's not bad anyway. Now, why names are significant is that if you take a look at the Bible, you discover that people will hardly name their daughters as Jezebel. People are hardly old enough to name their sons as Judas, because Judas and Jezebel have a bad history as far as the Bible is concerned.
Yes.
So when you give names that have useful connotations, names that have a blessing, a touch of blessing, it is most likely that such blessing is going to follow a child. Like in my family, for instance, there are some names I am very strongly against them, and I have asked my father to change my sisters from such names because they are actually in a way affecting them. Names decide.
Names are powerful, though.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much,
You can baptize
Japheth.
with African names as well.
Mariam, you're going to give us some middle Belton
so
names.
I have my cousin. I have a cousin. His name is his name is Sokdam, but traditionally they tell you Sawdown. It's not. Yes. Some of his cousins. There's Rimichit. That's a nice name. I think one of the names from Plateau State that people know and always question, why does it sound Chinese, is Chundung. I have classmates, one Pirit Moa. That's the name I like. One of my very good friends.
Are these native names?
Yes.
These are
her name is Kumat. And then her sister Tarin. So there are just so many beautiful names.
Someone's Pai. Her name is Pai.
Okay.
She's from Plateau State. So.
Okay, I don't know that.
I've met Bacham.
From Taraba.
Is it Bacham or Bachan?
Okay.
Even Badger.
Like there are many beautiful
names that we need to explore.
Yeah, we don't focus on the Bible when the Bible names. No, we always do that. Like it's the easiest
I
thing
do the
Bible. But when they are really beautiful names from all over the country.
You can't take away people's beliefs from them.
Yes.
We are Christians, so you read the Bible, you see names that inspire you, and you feel, I would like
but
my daughter to be Esther. I would like my,
But I also think it's colonialism. Because, when you baptize, I like how you brought, when you baptize you with your traditional name, you come out with an Oyinbo name. Because Oyinbo is better, so there's something, a change of mindset. I think many of us, especially our generation, were rethinking these things.
So, because the God too is Oyiboni. You want them.
Exactly.
Jesus that sees Oyiboni.
No, that's the God that was,
Jesus is, God is a spirit, not a
person. The picture he sees is Oyibo.
Let me tell you, somebody went to go and take that picture. The one that we said is not a picture, it's not even a picture. Please, I beg.
Jesus black me.
So let me take this call.
Thank you.
I don't even know the name of the person I said. Ife, come on, Ife, are you there?
That's a lovely name too.
Yeah, good morning.
Lovely name. Love. You full of love this morning, Ife.
Yes, that name actually is thanks to my uncle, first of all, that made that name possible. If not, by now, everybody will know me as Yetunde, which means Yetunde.
Okay. Yes.
Which was like a birth name that was given to me by my mom. That was because my father's father died before I was born. Actually, 3 things made them name me. 3 circumstances happened for me to be given a name, which me, for instance, I would not want to do that to my kids. First was because my father's mom died before I was born. Second, I was born on a Sunday, which made them to name me Abosedi. And the third is Emiton, because history happened surrounding my birth. So all of that actually, made a whole lot of things concerning my name. But I stuck with Ifeoluwa, and to date, I can tell you that the meaning of that name, Ifeoluwa, has gone with me so far to the point that anywhere I go to, I'm always being loved.
Oh, we love you already.
I mean, so Eniton means that there's a story?
Yes, Eniton is, because, you know, some people, because the circumstances of the birth of that child carries a story. Maybe there was violence, or there was rape, or the child, somebody passed or something. So there's a story attached to this one, Eniton. Like, this is someone's story. Then Yetunde is like, my mom has come back, like a rebirth of someone. So those kind of things, we always feel like there's an attachment. So I'm happy that she
let me take Yinka. Yinka, are you there?
What does Yinka mean?
Ola Yinka. Ola Yimika.
Wealth surrounds me.
Yinka, are you there?
My people.
Oh, Yinka, are you there?
Number of Olas.
Okay, I think we're losing that call. He's listening to the TV.
Hello?
Yeah, Yinka, you're live. Go ahead, please.
Oh, we lost that.
But our names, does it affect our country as a whole?
Niger area.
Yes. No, our personal names. Everybody's asking for wealth, for wealth.
So they said good luck. Yeah. That there was, they kept saying that when the president, good luck was our president, that good luck followed him, because how he moved from being a lecturer in the university, and then he became deputy governor. And then in just a short while, he became governor. And then he was picked to become vice president. And then he became president. So it was like, good luck seemed to...
Good luck affect the nation. Affected him as
I think technically we sort of like economically had a good time under good luck. Our economy did well. Apart from the Chibok girl story, we had like
we had more girls.
But the good luck followed him.
But they stole a lot during that period.
Yes, as we were making the money, they were just
so much money. So it was luck for them.
It was the good luck for them.
All our money. Bad luck to you. Bad luck to us. Let me take. I think I have to go on a quick break. We're going to wrap up soon. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So we're wrapping up on this name issue, but I think I have Lillian. Lillian, are you there? Lillian. Hello, Lillian. Are you there from Abuja? I think we lost that call. I really like Lillian.
It's fine name. It's a fine name.
Good morning. Hey, Lillian, she's there. Okay. Are you there?
Hello, good morning.
You're live. Go ahead, please. Lillian, can you hear me?
Listen to the TV.
Go ahead.
You know,
Lillian means purity.
There's this name, Cynthia. Check the meaning of Cynthia. Anywhere you mention Cynthia, people always like to avoid the person. They associate them with snakes. Yeah.
With snakes?
Yeah.
No, I know that the name,
a
biblical name is actually a moon goddess, a woman.
Something like, so people always run away from them. Linda as well.
Linda is serpent, I think.
You know, and we have people who they give, it's not Melinda, Linda. We have people they give such names. But for me, I think we need to start going beyond the name. So if you have a name that means something to you, and you want to give it to your child, it's important that you start educating that child on the importance of that name, what that name carries, and also speak truth. So you have children like Favor, Blessing, and every time you are raining abuses on them, you are cursing them. And tomorrow they grow up and you say, your name is Blessing, you're not even blessed. it's still what you have put into them that will manifest. So when you give them those beautiful names, important names,
back it up with words.
Back it up with words. Back it up with them understanding the right meaning of the name. Back it up with them understanding what they carry with that name.
Let me take Perpetual.
That's where you see the blessing.
Perpetual, are you there?
Yes, hello, good morning.
Good morning, Perpetual. We're so happy to have you. Tell us what your name means.
Okay, my name is Perpetua and Uwabuno. So quickly, can you hear me?
Very clearly. Go ahead, please.
Okay, I think for me, my parents. Okay, I think for me, my parents named me with their own experience, and I noticed that the name actually played out. Okay, so my name is Uwabuno, meaning a child makes the home. So my parents named me with their own experience. Because they didn't have children on time, they now gave me that name. So, you know, growing up, the name indeed started playing out on me. All my sisters got married before me. They all have children. And I said, is it because my name is Wabuno? So I now changed my name to Ifoma, meaning good things. And then since then, good things have been following you. Since then, I started experiencing good things. So I think a name has a way of playing out. Once the name.
Oh, I think we got that point. Thank you so much, Ifoma. I like that name.
It's okay to change your name.
Yeah, and if you feel
it doesn't serve you, you feel like give me your names like
then there's this then the length of names. Sometimes we have like really, really long names. Like, you know, Alibaba is Atuyoto. But like really, there's this one that I saw. No, they mean something. It's not like the name is bad. It's just that the name is really, really long.
It now.
So we will now have to be looking for how to fill it into the passport, you know, because you don't have enough boxes to take the length of the name.
You know, there's this thing that used to be funny then when you're filling JAM forms and everything. They give you a specified number of boxes.
Yes.
Then it now came to Nigerian names.
We have to wrap up on this. I want us to touch one more topic before we run off. But I think I have Yinka. Good morning, Yinka. Are you there?
Hello.
Hello, Yinka. Hi, Yinka, are you there? You're live, Yinka. Go ahead, please.
Yes, my full name is Yinka Francis Thomas. Francis is a kind of Christian name because I was born into a Catholic home.
Okay.
Catholic home, my baptismal name is being given as Francis, that is Saint Francis of Assisi, as a Catholic person. But my Nigerian name, my local name is Adeyinka, meaning God crown surrounded me. Can you hear me, please?
Yes,
yes.
Hello?
Very clearly.
Crown surrounded me. But in many ways, those three names, and the surname is Thomas, Thomas, a biblical name. But a lot of people believe it's a slave name in Lagos. And both in Nigeria, when I was in secondary school, people believe I'm from the East, that I'm an Igbo man. And I lost a lot of things because I went to Government College in Ibadan. 3 times I collected the trophy for the match pass in October 4th in the Children's Day. And they gave me a letter to NDA because I was the cadet commander. But the man in charge of the cadet in my school believes I'm from the East. And he took the letter to a Yoruba man, thinking that he preferred to give that opportunity to a Yoruba man. And when I'm in Obodo Yibo too, they believe I lied for saying I'm Francis Thomas, as opposed to be bearing a Yoruba typical name, a local name. These are the ways that everything works against me.
Thank you very much for sharing that story, Yinka. All right, so, I mean, I want us to wrap up on this because we have very little time here. But I think generally we're saying that names are great. But what's more important is how the reinforcement you give the child, how the software you pad up that child with alongside the name. Go give a child blessing when you are only raining curses on the child. Although, I mean, the child will never be a blessing unto others. I think that's the crux of this conversation. But there's a story that somebody sent me, something saying that he's married to his wife, and the wife is insisting that they have one account. says that they must put their money, and I want us to address it before we go, because it's a very short topic, but I want us to, he's saying that according to him, we're a team and we must act like one. The wife said we must act like one, but he's wondering why she wants access to his account, the joint account. Okay. So, I mean, it's a topic we might have to address another day, but this person was really worried about it. I'd like you guys, I'll hear your thoughts on it. Should we have a joint account with our spouses? Because two have become one. Should money also join the oneness? Hey, the ladies are silent.
See, there's a video I put of my children after we watched Smart Money Woman. And my children left watching that thing and saying, what they took away is never have a joint account with your spouse. But that was because of the peculiarity of that story. I personally, I don't believe in like a joint account of everything. I believe you should have your personal account and then have a joint account that you both contribute towards. Not that everything at once. I feel that everybody should be able to have access to some kind of funds and do things for themselves independent of that joint account. That joint account should be things that you have decided and agreed to do together as a couple. But is this the man that's complaining about the joint account, or is the woman that's complaining about the joint account?
The woman wants it.
The woman wants a joint account. Is the woman earning any money? Is she doing anything, or she just hoping put the joint account so I can monitor how much you're making and what you're making? Maybe that's why it's uncomfortable.
Yeah, okay. I think we all need to have a conversation. Money conversation is very important at the beginning of your relationship or your marriage. You must talk about how you want to share things, how you want to do things, especially when it comes to finances. Also, you need to work with what's best for you. So I've seen people who tried the joint accounts thing and it didn't work for them. One person is a spendthrift, the other person is prudent. Before you realize it, money is, madam, what did you do? What did you do with this money? What did you do with that one? And it just cost fracas. Okay, everybody, keep your money to yourself. Let's pool resources together to achieve different projects. So you need to watch your peculiarity. Joint accounting has worked for me, okay? Because from the get-go, we planned that we're going to pull all the resources together, then plan with what we have. And so far, nobody has regretted it. But I wouldn't categorically say this is the template, because you're different. I have an auntie who the husband consistently dupes her. Like dupes her. She's the only one working, and she's trying to put money together so that they can build their own house. And then he insisted, I'm the man of the house, I must be in charge. He would take money instead of him to buy the blocks and buy the cement. He will use it on women, and nothing is happening in the site. So with that kind of person, would I say continue? Yeah. So just work with what you have.
Fantastic.
So the ideal circumstances is to have like a joint account. That would be ideal, because I feel like if I'm sharing my life with you, I'm sharing my body with you, I'm having children with you, then it is now these money issues that we can't find a way to resolve. But I realize that money issue that we're thinking is very, very simple. It's actually not very simple. Statistically, it's the highest cost or reason behind cause of divorces worldwide. Is money issues, and of course, that was our room. So I discussed this thing on Monday on the Women Matter on at Nigeria FM, and the question was asked as well. And my professional advice, me wearing financial coach cap, is that the best way to strengthen each partner is for each partner to have a conversation regarding, first thing, you must know what your bills are in the house and know your cost of everyday expense, and decide based on what you both earn how to meet the financial needs of the family. So when you meet financial needs, the next stage is, what are we investing into as a family? Then you keep for yourself. Because when we say everything goes to joint account, who is the administrator of the joint account? Do we have to agree on every expense that we do as a family? I might want to buy ice cream, and you might want to buy beer. And I say, my ice cream is more important than beer, and my ice cream is more expensive than beer. And you say, your ice cream, one bottle of your ice cream is equivalent of 1 crate of beer. So those kind of things will come up. So the conversation should be around communal activities of the family and communal goals of the family and how to fund them. And that is the goal. Not that I want to monitor how much you are spending or... So once the needs are met, most of the time when we talk about financial recklessness is because there was no defined expense. So maybe the man has spent money that you're not wondering, but we have not paid school fees. Did you not discuss it? Oh, where is our money for rent coming from? There was no set aside. So we must have a conversation around money generally to ensure we meet all the financial obligations that the family would have as well as going forward. But when you now study, like Bisi said, each person's peculiarity. Yeah. Like, okay, what do you, what do you like, what you don't like? I would advise every couple to give it a try. So that you know what works for you.
Yeah, I think so, because I think I've said it in the early days of my own marriage. I think we did that. You know, we had the joint, because obviously we wanted, there weren't a lot of resources at the time. So we're trying to put everything in one basket. Let's even monitor what's coming in. But gradually, as we grew and growth happened, of course, you know, everybody now started having their own accounts, but we still monitor each other and we know what's. So whatever works for you.
Adopt that.
Integrity, trust issues. Know your partner. Know who you are dealing with. Everybody's partner is differently. Some of us are arranging marriage where we are arranged. Yes, the love is there, we have children, but do you, I do me, and we are still happy.
Okay,
we're okay.
Yes, it works
that way. There are different marriages.
So also, I think we need to, so as a family, when you decide to work as a team, you are playing for one team. You're not working against each other. It's important that you identify the person who has the financial strength, not in terms of making money, but in terms of planning and management. So if it's the man that has that financial strength to plan and manage, let him make most of the financial decisions. Trust him enough to do that. If it's the woman that has that brain for management, trust him. Do not feel because he's the head of the house, he's the man, he should make the decisions when he has no clue. All he knows is how to spend, whether he's the one making it or not.
When the man doesn't accept that I don't have any clue, to him he has clue.
No, I started by saying if you agree that you're working as a team, you should pick what is best for you.
This is always like that. Saying that
if you agree,
situation, I understand, I get you. And that's an ideal situation where you're hoping that both partners are in agreement about everything. Sometimes when it comes to finances, some people feel, don't tell me.
That's why I give example of ice cream and beer.
To spend it, you know, I make it, I should understand what we need to put it towards. And you know what is funny about it is they may be in sync in so many other things, but when it comes to that finances, that's where they lock heads. So would you now say, oh, we'll not work this out? So in situations like that, that's why I would say again, have personal accounts and then have joint accounts with projects in mind or bills in mind. That, okay, this is what we're doing towards. So make sure this is the amount of money or percentage of your individual income that you put in that joint account towards whatever project that you have.
There are homes that personal account is seen as a betrayal.
No, that's another whole.
We've been
so
through
you have that conversation.
Yes, that we've been through. So you have a personal account. How dare you? And me, my account, my balance, everything is open to you. And it seems like one person has betrayed another. So in that case, what do you do?
It's about the conversation.
You have to have it as it works, which is we are pulling everything together. But for me, sometimes we think we know, but we really do not know. So we think in our mind's eye, we're very strong. We have seen the vision of this family. We're taking it there. But it's okay, even especially for men, to listen to their women when it comes to finances, to have this conversation and pay attention to what that person is saying. So if the woman is saying, this is the best way I think we can do this, you know I'm the one that knows how to save. I'm the one that knows how to build. Can you please trust me?
As I said, you are in the ideal situation, but there are lots of men who are dealing with ego issues. In their mind, it is totally unheard of for you to be advising me. When did you even start making money? Was it not me that paid your school fees? When did you start making money?
Do you see how their life pans out?
Advising me on money. So there are some men that they're already up there. They feel like, you know what, you don't know better. But you as a woman, because you have that instinct, and you know that we need to invest this money, this money spending. And he's doing it for other things. So
the advice I gave someone on the radio show was that if you know that we're not building assets as a family, create assets from source. So I said, if you're working in a company, you just say, my salary is, let's just pick a figure of 500,000 naira. However, our cooperative is contributing towards this house. So what I would be able to remit into our joint account to be 350, because I will pay 50,000 naira my tithe, and then I would do 100,000 naira towards the house. But the house will be in our name.
If he says
so you are building. No, the company has already said that we are as cooperative. Yes, that we don't have it. Like they said, no, it's wisdom.
And this money matter.
It's wisdom, because that way you would build assets. There are some marriages that if you don't apply that wisdom, you as a family, 20 years down the line, there is no assets.
Is it wisdom or telling a lie?
My mom was me. Because every woman, a lot of women, I'm not sure about you guys, but most of us got that advice that,
yes, I got the advice.
Don't say everything to your husband, do it. He will tell you that one.
If you have a Nigerian mom,
you keep some. They'll tell you how to put it up.
I got that advice and it backfired on me. It backfired to my face.
My mom was in a situation whereby she was making a lot of money at some point. It was my father's brother, no, my dad's sister's husband that called and said, Auntie, you're making money. This money, please, let me help you invest in a house. Because she was actually making loads of money, but she didn't know what she was doing with it.
Do you know how common that story is?
So that man was when I went to start bought her land with her money, started the construction, building. She was shocked when she got the is this me? You know, she couldn't believe it. So sometimes it's also advisable. So if you have a husband, because my father at the time, at that period, he was, you know. So at that moment, as a woman, what should you do?
Yeah, that's
so
because I don't want to. I won't say you should
lie,
hide completely, or then you now discover 5 years into the marriage that I've already built a house. I mean, I feel like that means that you spent a lot of time creating layers upon layers. So it will let you know that we're saving towards this thing. We're buying this one. We're buying that one. I know a friend that the husband took their savings to buy a car. They already had 2 cars in their house and took money to buy a car. And they were saving the money for rent. Like, you don't understand. Why would you do that? Yeah. So there were cases where...
Yeah, exactly.
So that's why I said that.
Financial aspect. That kind of person.
They have used your money for car.
They've used your money for car. You have entered one chance. So you will leave that one. You will not start saving. So you can't make any... You can't, because we don't... Sometimes
we put the car up for sale.
We put... No, you cannot... You are not able to do that.
That's confrontation.
That's confrontation. That's confrontation. So it's a case of...
If you don't have
the reality is, let's have a conversation. Okay. We have rent to pay, we have school fees to pay. As I said, most families don't have the idea of what they spend on a daily basis. It's one of the things that shock people whenever I coach. I was like, write down all your monthly expenses. They realize they are in deficit on a monthly basis, and you realize that why you're quarreling is because you actually are not making enough money to cover your bills. It's either you increase or you cut your expenses. When you are married to such a person, the financial decisions that are compulsory, school fees, house rent, investments are out of each other's pockets. So there are companies that don't give you access to the funds that you put your money there. So there are apps that Save Towards Rent app. It means you are only getting that money at the end of the year. Save for School Fees app. Yeah. There are apps that you just say this is school fees. So you do targeted savings as a family and say, you drop 50K there, I drop 100K based on what we have towards achieving those goals. But we have those conversations.
And then some of the bank apps also have a statement when they can tell you the percentage of your monies. Like where you put more
we need
towards
to do a full
health,
show on this.
more towards rent and things like that.
So I'm sorry that this thing came in pretty late, but we'll do a full show on it because obviously it seems like we all have different experiences
on how we can deal with it.
But on the first topic, names are important, but I said it's about how you back up that name with activity, not just give somebody a name and hope that the person will be a blessing. And secondly, on this one, we're saying that do what works for you. Have a conversation about it and ensure that all of you are on the same place. And if you have a spouse that doesn't listen, we know there are plenty of Nigerian men that don't listen.
Wisdom guide you.
Who? Just God has God. Father have mercy. Help me with this man that I married. Because I don't know what else you're going to do. I don't want you to rebel. I don't want you to have a confrontation. You know, humility, there's a lot of things you need to have. So there are plenty of things you have to put in that soup.
Confrontation is not always bad, though. That's why you can have this conversation.
Help me with the woman I am married. Sometimes it's the woman that is spending all the money.
Confrontation is not a bad thing. Sometimes when you need to confront them, right?
Marry your friend is easier.
Okay, so we've left this thing half-baked.
Yes.
We'll come back to it. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.